Round one, fight. I'm trying to sound like Street Fighter. Tiger uppercut. Hadouken, Hadouken, Hadouken. You lose. I'm tired. I usually sound better when I do it. I'm trying to do Chun-Li. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I've been wondering about CM Punk coming back to AEW, and I don't know if you're, a wrestling fan or you don't know anything about wrestling, but he had gotten into like some real locker room fight with some of the wrestlers backstage, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and they all got suspended. And the wrestling public was like, well, was this a work or a shoot? And I guess it's real, because all the news outlets, or at least with wrestling, are saying how CM Punk is a toxic cancer and everyone's glad he's gone. But dude, I can like relate on how CM Punk would feel about working with that kind of shit, because in my grocery store job, I work with all these kids that are young and they're happy and they just want to be there and get paid and have fun. But like I'll be there actually caring about the company and wanting to bust ass and set some sort of standard so that everyone can prosper. But I'll be looking like the bad guy because I'm trying to tell them it takes hard work. But no, they think I'm mean because I just get mad at them for not getting shit done. Even CM Punk said it best when he's like, "I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with children." Dude, same here, brother. Same here, brother. I don't mean to like talk too much about wrestling. I'll stay on wrestling. Speaking of AEW again, there's this female wrestler named Thunder Rosa, right? And it's kind of relevant because she's here from San Antonio, and she's actually a pretty good wrestler, right? Very technical, by the book, well taught, and cares about the business, I guess, or at least I thought she did, right? So she was pretty much an independent wrestler. She was with NWA, but that's not really a big deal. That's just independent, right? Until AEW brought her in and gave her a contract. And I think she let her cockiness and attitude get to her, thinking she was kind of like a female CM Punk, that, oh, I'm the reason everyone wants to watch this show, and that she can get away with anything with all the other women in the locker room, right? Well, a couple months back, she became AEW Women's Champion, and I think it was just a move by like the company to be more inclusive. Like, oh, I guess we'll give it to a Mexican woman, and then the other champion will give it to a black woman, which, whoa, if you don't know who the TBS champion Jade Cargill is, look her up, dude. Like, I'm not into chocolate women, but God, dude, I would let her melt my mouth and my hands. Like, Jade Cargill is hot, African American. She's like straight from Wakanda and shit, and then she's like kind of like Rhea Ripley. Oh God, now I'm thinking about Rhea Ripley from WWE. Yeah, have you seen Rhea Ripley? She's like some hot ass Australian woman, and gosh, she's so thick. I'd let her fart right in my face, and I would just suck it in through every nostril. Okay, so again, I'm trying to get back to Thunder Rosa. So I think they wanted to take the belt away from her and put it on Toni Storm, who's this cute little New Zealand girl. But Thunder Rosa had all these commitments, right? Signed up for, like appearances and other guest spots everywhere else. But she was signed up as champion. So if she had lost it, she would have lost all those commitment deals. Probably lost out on money, Well, right before she was about to drop the belt, I think Thunder Rosa suddenly had some sort of weird back injury that was, very vague and undefined. So she's out hurt, and they technically do and don't have a women's champion. And so I think Thunder Rosa just found some stupid loophole that lets her get paid while she's hurt and still make appearances as champion and do stupid YouTube react videos on YouTube. Kind of reminds me of me getting paid while they're hurt and making stupid podcasts. I don't know. For Mexicans usually work way harder, So she's giving the race a bad name. And I'm sorry about wrestling. I'm gonna keep talking about it because that's just what's on my mind. Y'all remember Goldust's badass theme song? How the screen would like go black and white, and there'd be the widescreen black bars, and God, that song went hard, dude. I don't know, like there's a lot of good Attitude Era songs that were fucking great. Stone Cold's theme song with the glass breaking, the Undertaker gong just giving me chills. Even when The Undertaker was the American Badass and he had Rollin' playing from Limp Bizkit, keep rolling, 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 roll. Keep rolling, rolling. Man, Limp Bizkit's kind of cool. Do you remember Val Venus? Hello, ladies. And that porn saxophone would just start wailing. He would always come out in a towel, and I guess if you think about his gimmick, it was like he was a porn star wrestler. And dude, his fucking finishing move, I had to look this up because I didn't remember what it was called. His finishing move is he does a top rope splash onto the fucking person laying there on the mat, and he calls it the money shot. I'm serious, his move is called the money shot. And I was a kid watching this shit. We were all kids watching this shit, Or even the fucking Godfather coming out with the hoe train. And there's just all these hoes following him, and he would come out and face his opponent, and he would tell them if they would rather take a hoe than compete in the match, and some opponents would straight up just pick the hoe, and there'd be no wrestling. They would just leave. That was it. That was the match. Kingfisher 9000, Kingfisher 9000, Kingfisher 9000. I was talking about New Zealand earlier, real quick, and that's the way I'm gonna transition this, but I think that's where the Lord of the Rings movies were filmed, right? And I've yet to see any Lord of the Rings movies. I'm pretty sure you like literally need 30 hours to watch it all, with including the prequels and then any director's cuts and all that, And now with the new series, oh Jesus Christ, and the guy who directed it, Peter Jackson, I know he's done some cool shit. Like he did this old movie from 1992 called Brain Dead, or aka Dead Alive. I guess it depends on where you're regioned at, but that was like a over the top gore zombie comedy love story. Very good movie. It's real campy, and you should watch it. I think the whole thing might be on YouTube, And then there's this movie called Heavenly Creatures that he did, and oh man, that movie is great. It's actually the very first film Kate Winslet ever did. You know who Kate Winslet is? The bad person from Divergent, or the chick from Titanic that wouldn't let Leo on the floating door even though it could fit two people. A side note about that. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio, like after Titanic, they eventually reunited for another movie called Revolutionary Road. And I only reason I remember this is because there's a scene I remember in that movie where Kate Winslet is going to give herself an abortion. So she boils some water on the stove in a tea kettle, and then gets like a rubber bag and a hose, fills the rubber bag with the scalding hot water, and then slowly lets it drip through the hose up into her vagina. And I guess that works for an abortion, but man, that sounds fucked up, Like, I guess that was how it was in the 40s and 50s with abortions, Can you imagine putting hot water into your pussy? It seems like it would feel when I ate those really hot mashed potatoes too quick, and it burnt all the way down my throat into my esophagus, Anyways, I'm getting off track again. So, the movie with Kate Winslet, it's called Heavenly Creatures, and is a movie based on a true story of a New Zealand murder known as the Parker Holm murder case, where a teenage girl killed her own mother with the help of her best friend. Y'all should watch this movie because it explores how the two girls are becoming so close that it's as if they're in love with each other, and the parents of both of them are concerned that it could be like homosexual thoughts that they're having, And this all took place in 1952. by the way, when homosexuality was considered, not normal, it was a mental sickness, and it's not like it is today where it's just trendy to be homosexual. But yeah, Kate Winslet is great in it though. In that first movie, she was great in the Holiday movie too. You remember the Holiday with her and Jack Black, and they fall in love and shit, dude. Like if Jack Black has a chance with Kate Winslet, then maybe there's hope for me. and I really like the Holiday. I remember seeing it the other day too. Cameron Diaz was in it as well. And I think of the movie she's been in, like The Mask. For whatever reason, she had huge tits in The Mask, and now she's all part of the itty bitty titty committee. But there's this other movie I saw Cameron Diaz do called The Counselor, and the only reason I'm talking about that is because there's this scene that I always remember where like her dude takes her with in a fancy sports car onto a golf course, and to like get him off, she takes off her panties, gets on the windshield of the car. She does like the split spread eagle on the windshield glass, and she just starts bouncing up and down and just fucking the car. And the dude is just like not even really turned on. He's just watching her like in awe, all freaked out. That scene just lives rent free in my mind. There's another scene in that movie too where Brad Pitt, he has like this briefcase of important information, and some assassin runs by him and puts like this device around his neck that has like a piano wire mechanism that keeps tightening and tightening. And that dude takes the briefcase from him, and the mechanism is just tightening the piano wire until it slowly chokes him and slices into his neck, and then eventually just cuts off his entire head. Okay, that movie was called The Counselor. Okay, you should look that one up. It's kind of weird but good. And then that Kate Winslet movie I was talking about earlier was Heavenly Creatures. Look for that. It's kind of expensive buying a DVD, but you could probably get it off Amazon, rent for pretty cheap. New world order. New world order. I guess that's it for today. I would tell you to go watch wrestling, but it honestly sucks. Like, don't go watch it. It's so cheesy, so unbelievable, and not cheesy in a good way. It's just not good. You can go watch the Attitude Era though on Peacock. Some of that classic NWO New World Order shit. And go just look up Kate Winslet and her films and just watch anything with her. She's great. Even if she did let Jack go, that stupid bitch. Anyway, thanks and bye.